Hi.
Hi. Hey.
Yeah, we're here.
We are
Don't Mess with the Mommas.
Mommas, with our motto.
Is you are the protagonist of your life, not the victim of your destiny. And I'm Carla.
Arlaana, and take it away.
Oh, okay. Today we are going to be talking about mirror world. Sounds like almost like science fiction kind of stuff, right? But it's really about you are one with your environment. And Arlene is going to explain what that concept means.
Well, it's a really important concept. It's a Buddhist term called esho, funi, but Buddhist terms are just human terms or how to look at reality,
life.
at life itself. So just to, if I can just use my notes again. So esho, funi breaks down as it's the oneness of self and environment. And from eho is the objective environment that supports life. Sho or shoho is the subjective living being. And funi is two but not two, which is kind of a cool concept. It means that things appear distinct, but there's a oneness underlying everything. And that's really true, that even though Carla and I are very different looking, different past, different whatever, but we're all interconnected, we're all interacting. So there's a great expression that we have, don't blame the mirror if your face is awry. And people are trying to change the mirror if they don't like it instead of themselves. They're not self-reflecting. So there's many examples of people having, jobs, and they say, well, if only my boss would leave, then things would be great. And then you get another boss who's worse. Or you are married and then you get divorced because you don't like the guy and you're complaining, which is fine, right? But then you find somebody else that's very similar, even though you look totally different.
Right.
They're very similar. They have similar issues because you haven't changed yourself. You're busy trying to get the shadow to stand up, but you're all crooked and bent. Can't change the shadow, and that's why this world is in such a mess. Everybody try to change the shadow or the mirror. You can't do that until you change yourself, until you polish your own life, you know?
That's right.
And just one other thing that before I turn it back over to you, that I was teaching psychology to my students, and we talked about the psychological concepts that we use as defense mechanisms, and one is projection.
Yes.
And it was very funny. We used examples from their lives, and one student talked about her grandmother who said, everybody is so angry in this world. She was so angry. She was so angry, but she couldn't see herself, right?
Right.
And she was busy blaming everybody else for being so angry, but her whole life was filled with anger or whatever it is, or everybody's so jealous, and she herself or he himself is so jealous, or whatever it is, So what do you think?
I think that it's funny, somebody was complaining about somebody who was backstabbing. And as they were and they were hurt by it, but then cause and effect, if you may not remember something that you did that was backstabbing-ish. So when it comes back to you, it looks like, it's different, but it's not. You did something back there to get this over here. So how do you change that? I had a boss, and I don't know, I wanted to work with her, but for whatever reason, she took a dislike to me. And it could have been a lot of reasons, So I really had to use my Buddhist practice, my Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, to be able to understand, what was going on. And through the chanting, I realized people made her that way. They made her that way. So so I had to be different. And because I was able to change that, then we had a better relationship, so much so that I was able to take care of her granddaughter, which was a complete shock to her that her granddaughter loved me. So she had to have a different feeling towards me, So it's hard. It's like we live so fast and so many things we're doing, and we don't pay attention to really what kind of causes are we making to have the kind of problems that we have with people.
And in our practice, it's very funny, but if somebody loses a job, or is really struggling, we always congratulate them. And they say, why are you congratulating me? But because that's an opportunity for you to dig deeper and realize something about your life, polish your life so you can really transform something. And then the environment, you can pull from the environment that which you need to your life, but by trying to, once again, change your environment, it ain't ever going to happen. And even the environment itself, this beautiful, beautiful world we live in with this, the mountains and the oceans and the greenery and the flowers and the life-giving, it's so precious, our beautiful global environment. And harming the environment, we might not see it because we're detached. Harming the environment is like harming oneself.
That's right.
Because this environment is protecting us. But if we keep on doing negative things to the environment without even considering that the environment is a reflection of us as well, the beauty as well as whatever, we're not going to have this beautiful environment for much longer. So we really need to see everything as interrelated and everything as a shadow of ourself.
I was going to say, because I don't know where I learned this word, but it was dispassionate. And what it means is to be able to see what's going on, but not fall apart. And sometimes we think if we really examine ourselves and we see the gunk that's in there, the junk and the garbage, or the hurtful things we've done, that will die. That will just die. But we're stronger than that, So it's all right to have to face up to, something that you think will kill you. It won't. It will make you stronger. Because once you can see something, then you can change it.
And I wanted to read something, two things. One is I wanted to say something that Cory Booker said. I think Cory Booker's the bomb. He's a great guy. However you feel about him as a politician, whatever your politics are, he's really a good human, authentic human being. And he got married at this is Zoe, by the way. Zoe, that's Zoe. Right, Zoe? Yeah.
Yeah, she's a beautiful dog.
Yeah, she's the best. So he got married at age 56. And he said he was looking for somebody like the perfect person, And then he realized he had to become that perfect person. Not perfect, but he himself had to become that kind of person that, he could really, so he could really attract somebody else to his life. And that was such a good, example of self-reflection. He's not, practicing Buddhist or anything, but he really understood that it's all about, changing oneself. You can't change your environment. You have to change yourself first. And something I wanted to share a little bit, this is called systemic reflection. I hadn't heard of this before, but AI tells you everything these days. Widespread environmental degradation or social conflict can be seen as the collective shadow of a society that prioritizes consumption and competition over connection and empathy. That is such an important concept. So the more we show care, the more we realize we're interconnected, and the more we stop trying to change what's out there without changing what's in here, the more we'll suffer. And when you put somebody else down, you're putting yourself down. Cursing out somebody or a whole group of people or a whole nation, you're cursing yourself out. You're just putting your life,
nation.
Right, degradation, and you're putting yourself in deeper and deeper and deeper. And we also have another concept called Nyoze So. And the concept of Nyoze So, our photographer, is, hello, you're falling asleep.
It's always a surprise when you're with us.
It's my husband. He's still tired from our conference.
Okay.
Oh boy, what was I
You
saying?
were saying something about I can't remember now. I can't remember now. Oh gosh.
Anyway,
No say
but
so. No say
yeah, well, with
yeah.
sorry guys, it's a golden moment or whatever you want to call
Senior
it.
moment.
Senior, maybe senior golden senior moment. But when your reflection, nyose so how you look, your appearance. When somebody sees you, do they want to connect with you because you seem joyful, your eyes are sparkling, and you're smiling, and you're really connecting with others? Or do you look like, I don't know what example to give, but do you look like evil incarnate and nobody wants to connect with you, So that's so important because your life condition, your life condition will reveal itself, So when we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo and overcome struggles, and just, being a human being who's challenging and overcoming many struggles, and looking at things in a positive way, people really feel that. People could really see that in your life. So there's no hiding, guys. There's no hiding. Everything appears on your face, no matter how much makeup you wear, no matter how much suntan lotion you use, you could see the person's what we call life condition, So once again, it's all about doing the hard work, the deep dive, the deep digging, so you can really transform your life and thereby transform your environment.
Right.
If I can share one of the
Sure,
experiences
sure.
from this conference, many of us shared experiences, and there was one woman, and she was really struggling. She has a neurological disease, so it was really hard for her to talk, and she was giving it her all, and that was so encouraging. The fact that she was so brave to really give it her all, even though her voice was shaking and her body was shaking as well. But her son was into drugs, and he was even selling drugs in her house, and she was so devastated. And she just chanted Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and dug so deeply, trying to change whatever was in her life. As Carla was talking about, it's a reflection of our life, whatever what we call karma is. She was polishing her life and digging so deep. And today, her son, graduated school where he had dropped out before that and just dealt with drugs. Beautiful family, so happy, really brimming with hope, courage, and confidence. But it was quite, a battle that she had to do with herself, and it didn't happen overnight,
And something else, people are a mirror. So whoever's standing in front of you, they're mirroring something about you. Not that they're just miserable people or maybe they're happy people, but they're mirroring something aspect of yourself. If they get on your nerves, it's because they're mirroring something about yourself. I'm always, the last minute doing stuff. Last minute, yeah, do this, last minute. Well, I met somebody who was also last minute. couldn't get things ahead of time, ahead of time would have served me much better. So then I said, okay, I can't get upset with this person. I have to be the kind of person who does things in a more timely fashion. And I never got upset with him or anything. I love him, So, but, I realized something about myself.
And I think the people that you have a hard time with, that you dislike, probably, as you said, mirroring, there's something about their life that's very similar to your life.
Oh.
And you are clashing all the time. Did you not turn off your phone?
I did not turn off my phone. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I'll get rid of this right now. Okay? All right. So let me just do this. No, I don't want to slide the answer. They'll leave a message. Usually it's my sister who calls me, but this time it was my daughter. Okay. Sorry about that. And next time.
And her daughter is very precious.
Uh-huh. Oh, beautiful.
So a lot of times the people who you're interacting with and you really have a negative feeling toward, it's they're showing something about yourself that you don't want to look at, you know, at all. But please remember that we're all interconnected, and animals too. You know, they're so precious, they're so important, you know, to really regard all life as precious, right? And if you live that kind of way, then, you know, you can really bring out something really special in your life. But stop blaming the environment. The environment is not going to change until you do. And history is repeating itself because people who create history are not changing. So it keeps repeating the same crap until we finally wake up. I have to change, or we as a group have to change, or we as a nation have to change, or we as a society or a world must change, you know, instead of really looking outside and looking to transform something. It ain't never going to change unless
we do the work.
Colloquial, but unless we do the work, we take the responsibility. Without taking full responsibility for our lives, you know, the reflection is just going to appear the same gosh darn way.
Yeah.
So,
and there was the story of Dorian Gray. He was very beautiful on the outside, but what a wretched person he was on the inside, you know. And eventually he wanted to do something, and he ended up, you know, just hurting himself. And what was left was that terrible-looking person that he was.
So Carla's encouraging us all to read. Read.
Yeah.
So I think that wraps it up. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to give these little encouraging words. Okay, just as a mirror is indispensable for putting our face and hair in order, you need a mirror that reveals the depth of your life if you are to lead a happier, more beautiful existence. And a mind now clouded by illusions of innate darkness is like a tarnished mirror, but when polished, is sure to become like a clear mirror, reflecting the essential nature of phenomena and the true aspect of reality. Chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is what polishes our life.
Perfect. I love it. So you could polish the mirror all you want, but it's not going to change your look until you polish what's inside, not just the look, your whole life, okay? So don't forget, we are Don't Mess with the Mommas, MOMMAS, with our motto, you are the protagonist of your life, not the victim of your destiny. And you can find us anywhere where you hear or see your podcasts. We're now on pretty much every platform. And you can also email us at mommas, mommas.podcast@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you, comments, suggestions.
And maybe you want to be interviewed.
Yeah, that's true.
We would love it. That would be so fun. Okay.
All right, so
bye for now. Take good care of yourselves. Stay healthy, stay warm, stay safe. We love you. You're the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.